Welcome back students. I am your geography teacher Vandana Joshi and you are watching SST June. Students, today we are going to study the second part of the chapter drainage, where we will study the rivers which are flowing on the southern part of our country. These rivers are known as the peninsular rivers. As in the previous video, we have studied about the Himalayan river, where we have studied about three river systems, that is the Indus river system, Ganga river system and the Brahmaputra river system. So in our today's video, we will study the peninsular river system, and also we will cover few more topics from the chapter, where we will study the benefits of the rivers in Indian economy, means how these are useful, and we will also see the river pollution and how to conserve that. So let's see our today's topic, which we are going to cover in our today's video. Let's see which topics we are going to discuss in our today's video. First of all, we will see the introduction of the peninsular river, where we will study the river system under the peninsular area of our country. Second, we will see the lakes, which are formed due to the sedimentation of the river and near around the coastal areas. Then after that, we will cover the another topic in which we will see role of rivers in the economy. As we know, the rivers are the most important part for our country's economy. So how these are useful for our country's economy and in which activity these are useful, that we will study in our third topic. And at the last, we will see the river pollution, where we will see the ways through which the rivers are going to be polluted and how we can conserve them from the pollution. So let's see our today's video with our first topic, the peninsular river. Students, as the peninsular rivers are the non-perennial rivers, means they are not having any water recharge sources, as the northern rivers are having through the glaciers. So main river recharge resource of the peninsular river is the lakes and the monsoonal rainfall, through which these rivers are getting flooded during the monsoon season. There are lots of rivers near the peninsular area, out of which, as you can see in the peninsular portion of our country, here the basic main rivers which I have mentioned. First of all, the LUNI river, which is only one river in the desert area of our country. Then NARMADA river, Tapi river, here Damodar river and Mahanadi. Then after that, in between, that is Godavari river, Krishna river, Tungabhadra and Kaveri. These are the main river systems of the peninsular part of our country. All the rivers are non-perennial rivers, where we can say the rivers are getting their water recharge through the lakes as well as the monsoonal rainfall. But these are the very useful rivers on the peninsular area, because all type of irrigation and the agricultural activities and also fishing and transporting is done in that area through the river system only. And the basic thing about the peninsular river, as the peninsular area was formed near around 200 million years ago. So these rivers are existing in our country before the northern portion river of our country. Now we will see the detailed study about some important rivers like NARMADA, Damodar, Mahanadi, Godavari, Krishna and Kaveri. So students, first of all we will see about the river NARMADA. The NARMADA originates on the western flank of the Amarkantak plateau at a height of about 1057 meters. flowing in a rift valley between the Satpura in the south and the Vindhyan range in the north. It forms a picturesque gorge in marble rocks and Dhonadhar waterfall near Jabalpur. After flowing a distance of about 1,312 km, it meets the Arabian Sea south of Bharuch, forming a broad 27 km long estuary. Its catchment area is about 98,796 square kilometer. The Sardar Sarovar project has been constructed on this river. The next river, which is the important river after the Narmada, that is the Tapi river basin. The Tapi is the other important westward flowing river. It originates from Multan in the Betul district of Madhya Pradesh. It is 724 km long and drains an area of 65,145 square kilometer. Nearly 79% of its basin lies in Maharashtra. 15% catchment area, then 15% in Madhya Pradesh and the remaining 6% in Gujarat. The next important peninsular river is the Godavari. Godavari is the largest peninsular river system. It is also called the Dakshini Ganga. It rises in the Nasik district of Maharashtra and discharges its water into the Bay of Bengal. Its tributaries run through the states of Maharashtra, Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, Odisha and Andhra Pradesh. It is 1,465 km long with a catchment area spreading over 3.13 lakh square kilometer. 49% of this lies in Maharashtra, 20% in Madhya Pradesh and Chhattisgarh, and the rest in Andhra Pradesh. The Fen Ganga, the Indravati, the Pranahita and the Manjra are its principal tributaries. The Godavari is subjected to heavy flood in its lower reaches to the south of Polavarma, where it forms a picturesque gorge. It is navigable only in the deltic stretch. The river after Rajamundri spills into several branches forming a large delta. Next important river after Godavari is Mahanadi. The Mahanadi rises near Sihava in Raipur district of Chhattisgarh and runs through Odisha to discharge its water into the Bay of Bengal. It is 851 km long and its catchment area spreads over 1.42 lakh square kilometer. Some navigation is carried on in the lower course of this river. 53% of the drainage basin of this river lies in Madhya Pradesh and Chhattisgarh, while 47% lies in Odisha. Next important peninsular river is the Krishna River. The Krishna is the second largest east-flowing peninsular river which rises near Mahabaleshwar in Sahyadri. Its total length is 1,401 km. The Koyna, the Tungabhadra and the Bhima are its major tributaries. Of the total catchment area of the Krishna, 27% lies in Maharashtra, 44% in Karnataka and 29% in Andhra Pradesh and Telangana. Next important peninsular river is the Kaveri, which rises in Brahmagiri Hills of Kogadu district in Karnataka. Its length is 800 km and it drains an area of 81,155 square kilometer. Since the upper catchment area receives rainfall during the southwest monsoon season and the lower part during the northeast monsoon season in the winter. The river carries water throughout the year with comparatively less fluctuations than the other peninsular river. About 3% of the Kaveri Basin falls in Kerala, 41% in Karnataka, and 56% in Tamil Nadu. Its important tributaries are Kabini, the Bhavini, and the Amravati rivers. Apart from these all important rivers, there is one more river which is known as the LUNI. LUNI is the largest river system of Rajasthan. West of Aravalli, it originates near Pushkar in two branches, the Saraswati and the Sabarmati, which joins with each other of Govindgarh. From here, the rivers come out of Aravalli and it known as LUNI. It flows towards the west till Talwara and then takes a southwest direction to join the run of Kutch. The entire river system is ephemeral. Now let's see our next topic, that is lake. Lakes. Many times you have listened about the lakes of Nainital, Bhimtal, and the lakes which are nearby your Haldwani, basically in our Uttarakhand. But there are many types of lakes, not only the natural lakes. So the lakes can be also categorized into the different category. Number 1, natural lakes. Number 2, oxbow lakes, which are also known as the lakes formed by the river sedimentation or by the meandering activity of the river. Third is man-made lakes. Here the man-made lakes can be in the category of the lakes which are formed due to the river valley project, like through the dams where the water is stored in a big pond, and that is also known as the man-made lakes, which we will see the examples through the videos. But these are the basic lakes. And also the lakes can be of two types of water. First, that is the freshwater lake and the saltwater lake. Saltwater lakes are also known as the lagoons, which are generally formed near around the coastal areas. So now we will see about the lakes in detail. So students, the lakes are grouped into two categories, that is natural lakes and man-made lakes, or we can say the dams. Some natural lakes are Vular, Dal, Nainital, Bhimtal, Loktal, Barapani, Chilka, Sambar, Vembanda, Pulikat, and man-made lakes are Govind Sagar, which is in Bhakra Nangal Dam, Rana Pratap Sagar, Nizam Sagar, Nagarjun Sagar, Gandhi Sagar, and Hirakund. Some lakes are formed owing to the action of glacier and ice sheets, while some others are formed by wind, river action, and the human activities. Our next topic, that is telling us about the role of rivers in the economy of our country. So our next topic is role of the rivers in economy. Basically, we know the rivers are the important part for our country, not for our country, for all the human beings. Since very ancient time, the rivers are useful for the transportation activity. So first of all, the role of the river in the economy, that is, these are the cheap medium for the transportation. Because there is no use of any fuel through the boats, canopies, and in the big rivers, with the help of small ferries and small ships, we can utilize that water resource for the cheapest transportation for the luggage and for the human being. The another use of the river in our economy, that is in the agriculture. We all know the agriculture activity of our country is depend only in the monsoonal rainfall. So rest of the time means after the agricultural rainfall time, rest of the year of our country is depend upon the irrigation which is done through the canals and through the rivers, and due to that we can say the rivers are also giving an important role in the agricultural activity, which is a base for our Indian economy. The next, the marine-based industry is also depend upon the rivers, where the fishermen can collect the fishes and other type of marine or the weeds or these type of things which are very useful for the industrial purpose as well as for the development of our economy. Now let's see few more pictures about the importance of the river for our country's economy. If we talk about the usability of the river in an Indian country, so what are the usabilities of the river? The Great River system comprises large water wealth of the country. The water volume of annual precipitation in the country is estimated at about 37,400,000 cubic meters. Large rivers have great water power potential. Large rivers and lakes possess some important and useful waterways of country. The country has navigable waterways about 10,600 kilometers. The rivers also supply water to cities, village and the industrial sectors. Here you can see some important features through which we can see the extent of usability of river water for our country. Now let's see our last topic, that is the river pollution and how to conserve it. For understanding about the river pollution, let's see a small video which is telling us about the reasons behind the river pollution. Now students, let's see some way through which we can conserve the river water, and in which the important role is of NRCP, means National River Conservation Plan. Even many plans were started by the government to conserve the water resources in the river water, where we are having the NARMADA River Valley project, we are having Namami Gange project, and there are a lots of projects. Let's see through small videos. Friends, here our chapter drainage is complete. Hope you understood the chapter and hope the chapter is very useful to understand the river system of our country. We will study the new chapter in our upcoming videos, and for that don't forget to keep watching SST Zone.